Greetings, Neo-Swedenborgians. First of all, congratulations to Bud Crawford on his win last night against Canelo Alvarez. Today is 14th of September 2025, Sunday, first day of the week. And I'm going to link below something from the day before yesterday, which is two violins meeting in a similar matchup. The microphone comes down like a boxing ring. So we at Bunfingus College are putting together a fiddle fight team, basically, where we're going to face off face to face like Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez last night, and like the video I'm going to link below from the day before that just dropped the day before. So this is a brand new video by somebody else who you'll find out about if you follow the link. And Bunfingus College, this is competitive fiddling. We have a team that does that. The team consists right now of me and DJ Mondo. And we're going to go around and you can try your luck against us in the thing that's happening in the link below, which just dropped the day before yesterday. Yesterday, Bud Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez in a boxing match, went the distance. The day before, this video dropped, which shows two violinists meeting in a similar fashion. The mic comes down, they're face to face. So that's the kind of fiddle contest I'm talking about. DJ Mondo and I are going to come to your neighborhood and kick your ass, is what I'm saying. I'm going to kick your ass. Alright, so that's the end of the novice video. For the expert video, I want to actually begin the session at Bunfingus College. So last week, we met at the gazebo. That was the introduction. And now we're going to start into like the meat and potatoes of Bunfingus College. And it's something I haven't mentioned yet, basically. So college suggests you're studying something. You have a subject of study. Biology, for example, is the study of life, etc., etc. So what's our subject of study? And it's very interesting, and it's basically one thing, you know. Bunfingus College covers lots of subjects, which I'll get into later, but it's focused on studying one thing. And that is my previous videos in my previous channel. Source for Magic is the channel name, and it's what I was calling Out of the B and Out of the B Blue. And you know, that was a time in my life, and I feel like it was basically a mystical journey, though I didn't really think of it in those terms at the time. And so something happened during the taping of those years. So I'm talking about a 10-year span. But really, I want to more specifically talk about the numbered ones. Out of the Blue, number 1, where I start my left-handed fiddling journey. The problem is I'm feeling like I've been too subtle and nobody gets the things I'm implying or suggesting. And so I want to look into Out of the Blue number 1. Specifically, this little hint I give. And it even feels like I'm explaining a joke, right? So maybe I won't continue this because it feels funny, like, you know, you can't explain a joke. But I guess you can explain that it's supposed to be a joke and just leave the person on their own to figure it out. What I'm explaining is one of the basic things we're studying at Bunfingus College is this assertion I'm making that I first hint at in Out of the Blue B number 1. And that is, I make this little arrow and I write out upside down and backwards Holy Grail. And it's reflected in a cup so you can read it right. So the Holy Grail is supposed to be this cup, right? And so I write on the paper Holy Grail, and the silver cup reflects it so you can read it, right? And it appears like I'm pointing at that cup. So it appears like I'm suggesting that that cup is the Holy Grail. And that suggestion comes about through my setting where I was at that time, which I was at 5082 North Lincoln Avenue, Chicago, which was Magic Inc., which was J. Marshall and Frances Ireland Marshall's magic shop. And that's my step-grandmother and grandfather. And I lived there for a long time, and he was famous for having a magic collection. And his magic collection extended beyond what magic collectors collect. Okay, so magic collectors collect things like Houdini posters and signed books. But Jay's collection stretched beyond that in a way that didn't interest magic collectors, because he collected anything magic. So like a magic stone, from the Dark Ages would not interest the magic collectors, because all they are looking for is names and famous people. Things with actual magic radiating off of them, like a rock from King Arthur's court, would not interest magic collectors. It would just be a worthless rock to them, because they didn't have the sense to sense it. And so the suggestion with that video was that I possessed the Holy Grail, which is supposedly this cup that they were after in the movie, the Harrison Ford movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The original one, they were after the Holy Grail. So in this video, I'm pointing at this simple silver cup, this simple polished silver cup. I make an arrow, I point at it, and I say Holy Grail. So I'm kind of hinting that in the J. Marshall collection, which was famous for all kinds of rarities, I actually found the Holy Grail that they've been looking for since forever, this magic cup. But that wasn't actually what I was saying. I was pointing at something else, and I was saying that other thing I'm pointing at is the Holy Grail. So it was a fake out with the fake Holy Grail, but I was saying something that I meant, and that is kind of the basis of this whole study of Bunfingus College. So in Bunfingus College, we're going to go back and analyze all my old videos. Well, maybe not all of them. I won't have time to do all of them. But I'm going to go back and analyze some of the points I made in some of these videos in symbolic terms, right? Because I never came out and said any of this. I was hoping somebody would read into it, but I've given up that hope. So now I'm just going to kind of piece by piece dismantle what it is I'm saying. So in that video number 1, I pointed this thing and I suggested it's the Holy Grail. But really I'm pointing at a book. If you look at this video, there's a book in the background called The Magic of Words. And it's not a rare book, or it's not signed, it's not hard to find. It was a basic English book from like a textbook. It was called The Magic of Words. So Jay would buy things if it had the word magic in it, right? My grandfather, J. Marshall, was famous. There was a kind of a funny story that people said he'd buy a piece of toilet paper if it said magic on it, right? And he would buy things just because they had the word magic on it. So this was a book called The Magic of Words. It was an English textbook, like first level college or something like that. The suggestion is that not that book itself, but the words are the Holy Grail, okay? So this is what I mean by Bunfingus College. We're going to go back and we're going to go look at these videos, and I'm going to decipher what the hidden messages are in it, because I had hoped somebody would come up and get hooked on these hidden messages, but nobody has. So it's gonna have to be me. So while I'm pointing to this polished silver chalice, and I say that's the Holy Grail, which suggests that I have these things from the J. Marshall collection that nobody would really even believe. What I'm really doing is pointing at the Magic of Words book, which is just a widely published textbook, and there's a million books like it. That's the Holy Grail. That's what we're talking about. And if you've made it this far, Mondo and I are going to meet again soon. Probably Saturday, a week from yesterday.